we're going over all of my F2L algorithms. The only cases that I'm not going to show in this video is when you have both pieces already in their slots, but by using the algorithms shown in this video, you still should be able to solve these pretty efficiently. Here's the first case that I'm going to show, when you have the F2L pair, but the edge is flipped. U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And faster, and backwards. Next up, we have where the white panel is here, but these colors do not match. Now this one, we're actually going to want to put this in the back to begin the algorithm. Then we will do R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. And faster, and backwards. Next up, we have when the white panel is facing out, but then these colors do match. Here's the algorithm. R, U, R prime, U2, R, U prime, R, U, R, U prime, R. And faster, and backwards. Now for the two cases where the white tile is facing up and the edge is touching it on the top side. For this case, these two colors do not match up. The algorithm for this is R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And faster, and backwards. And now for the other case where the white tile is facing up, but then these two colors are the same. The algorithm for this is R, U, R prime, U2, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And faster, and backwards. Now for the 6 cases where two pieces are in the top layer, but they are not touching each other. For this first case, when the white is closest to you, these two colors are the same. Here's the algorithm for this case. R, U2, R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime. Here it is faster, and here it is backwards. Now for the case where white is facing up, but then these two colors are the same. In this case, you would use this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime. Here it is faster, and here it is backwards. If white is not facing up, and both of these colors are the same, if you have this case or this case, you will essentially do the same algorithm. Here are the moves. R, U, R prime, U2, R, U prime, R prime. Here it is faster, and here it is backwards. If both pieces are on top, but these colors are not the same, here's a quick and easy way to pair them up without doing cube turns. So you will want to put this corner in the back, then you will do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. Here it is a bit faster, and backwards. Now for the cases where the edge is already in place. There's two ways to recognize this. Either you recognize that these colors aren't the same, or you recognize that this edge matches up with its centerpieces. Either way, here's the algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And faster, and backwards. Now for the case where these colors are the same. Now in this algorithm, you will have to do a cube turn. The algorithm is R, U prime, R prime, then Y, then L prime, U2, L. And faster, and backwards. This case has a few different ways of solving it. If you're holding it this way, this is the algorithm that you would do. U, R prime, U2, R, U, R prime. Here it is faster, and here it is backwards. But what if the white tile is facing towards you? As opposed to doing a cube turn, you should try this algorithm. U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U2, R, U prime, R prime. Here it is faster, and here it is backwards. You can see how these last two algorithms can be very important. The point is, if you take any pieces out, you should be setting them up to then be put in. By now, you should know the beginner's method algorithm for if the corner is already in its spot, but let's go over some advanced techniques for this. So if you notice that this color does not match this centerpiece, and then it needs to go into the right slot, you will do this algorithm. First, put the piece in the back. Then you will do F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R. Here it is faster, but unfortunately this algorithm does not work backwards since it would require a lot of B moves, which are sort of unnatural. But this does lead us to our next algorithm, which is if this color does match this centerpiece. We will start it similar to the beginner's method by placing this edge over on the left, but it will be slightly different. So the algorithm is R, U prime, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R, and faster. And lastly, we have that the corner is in its place, but it is twisted. If these three colors are the same, then you will do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime. And faster, and backwards. If this color doesn't match this color, then you will do this algorithm. R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime. And faster, and backwards. But of course, algorithms aren't all of it. I think that the most important part of F2L is the look ahead. If you want to learn F2L look ahead, click the banner above. And that about wraps it up. There's all my F2L algorithms. I hope this video is helpful to you, and for the future, good luck.